Hi and welcome back everyone for another art journaling video. Today I am working again on pages for my handmade journal that I shared a while ago, and you see that I have already some paints or inks on the background, and this was just some leftover oxides, and I just smushed the paper into it just so I don't waste the inks. And now I'm going in also with the oxides, and I'm using the peeled paint and blend it with a makeup brush onto the page. I will link up the video where I share my journal, where the pages are from, and I have already some other pages created for this journal. I want to create more texture on the background, so I'm using the same ink together with a stamp to create just some random texture. I'm creating both backgrounds, but I will only finish one spread, so I have the other background ready when I have not much time or just have an idea for that color combination, and this is something I can finish up very quickly. I add a little bit of water with my spray bottle to create some more texture on the background. I let it sit for a while to keep the ink time to react with the water, and as the background I had on the pages before is already days old, I have no idea if this will give me a very intense texture, but I don't mind that. I keep on adding texture with stamps to the page, and I'm using a bit of a contrasting color this time. I believe it must be a vintage photo, and I feel that it's a good contrast against that peeled paint. The oxides are perfect for that because they are opaque when you use them without any water. When you add water to them, they lose their opacity, not 100%, but a little bit. As this is a hybrid ink, it's a mixture between the pigment ink and the dye ink, and only the pigment will stay on top and the dye will melt into your background, which I feel makes it often difficult to layer them because you really quickly get mud as they react. When they are dry, they always react with the next layer. That will often create muddy colors. I'm adding even more stamping until I'm happy with the background. For the one page I'm creating today, I want to have a black frame around it because I really like the look of it, and so I'm using the black soot and blend it in from the edges. Contrast to this technique, I want to try how it looks when I use the ink pad directly and just ink the edges with it, and it gives a complete different look, and I also am very careful not to add too much. I also add some black splatters. I just press the ink pad onto my glass plate and use a wet brush to pick the color up, and then I create some splatters all over the spread. While the splatters are drying, I color in my main image. I used the moth from my Inky Friends stamp set, and I used the artisanal brush pens to add in some color. I don't want to add a lot of color. I want the moth to be more black and white. I cut that out, and here I'm inking the edges of the paper with the black brush pen just to make the white of the paper invisible. Before I want to adhere it to the page, I decided to add the black also to the body. And here I'm adding just some shimmer with the Nuvo shimmer pen to the wings. I wanted to use some words on my spread, and here I'm going through my collection of stamped words. I always use my mix sentiment sets or the journal words, and I stamp the whole image or stamp onto different kinds of papers, and then I cut the words out that I want to use, and of course I have a lot of those words left over, and from time to time I use them on my pages, and here I go through all the words and pick the ones I like. I'm using a glue stick to stick them down. I want to create a shadow around the words, and therefore I'm using just a watercolor pencil, and I pick the color up with the brush, with a water brush, and I just add a light shadow to them. I also add some white splatters. And this is my finished page. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope we will see us next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.